How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to run through my potential starting 15 for the British and Irish Lions. Now, obviously we have Andy Farrell, who's going to be coaching them. And we are still a little while away, but now that we have a little bit of a break between Six Nations, I thought this would be a good time to kind of crack on with who could potentially make the squad. Now I'm taking consideration current form. I'm taking consideration general and overall ability as well. So yeah, guys, as always, please like and subscribe. Hopefully this video earns me a subscription and you guys enjoy my content. So without further ado, let's get cracking with the forwards. So number one, if you guys have watched any of my videos, you very well know that Andrew Porter is going to be my number one of the best scrummagers in the world, one of the best loose head props in the world. The guy is absolutely phenomenal. Outside of Oxenche, I don't believe that there is currently a better loose head prop than Andrew Porter. Just absolutely phenomenal, and he is key to Ireland's success. Moving on to number two. Now, this one, for me, it was very difficult on who I chose because personally, it could have gone one or two ways. And personally, for me, I'm choosing Jamie George. And that's just purely for what he brings to the game, his experience, his current ability, his ability to smash heads, the way he sees the game as well. We saw the way he played up against France when he came on. And we see just in general, just how talented he really is and how much of a powerhouse he is as well. Now, I say this, but at the same time, Dan Sheehan would have been my number one. And there's a couple reasons behind it. I feel Jamie George's experience would bring something better to the Lions, but at the same time, Sheehan, his sheer ability, his connection again with Porter would go so well. And at the same time, I didn't just want to choose an entirely island squad because then it just becomes ridiculous. And I'll try to think on the way Farrell would think. So personally, and this is my personal opinion, I would choose Jamie George over Sheehan. But on any other given day, Sheehan is taking that spot quite easily. Moving on to number three, we have Bielam. To be honest, I'm hoping Furlong gets fit and properly fit by then, because if he is properly fit by then, he is my out and out Tighthead prop without any question of a doubt. He is my number one. So, but he needs to make sure that he is 100% fit. I do believe he is injury free, but I don't know the length of his fitness, where he's going to be, and if he's able to stay fit for the Lions tour. So I'm taking consideration in a world where Furlong is not fit. For me, Bielam, the way he's been playing in Furlong's absence has been absolutely phenomenal. So he gets the nod over there. Number four, Maro Itoje. I believe he's been that light, that engine, that leader that England has needed for a little while. And I say that because I think it was Genge that was what was it, Jamie George? I actually can't remember who the previous captain for England was. My brain has just done a complete, fart. And but anyway, we see the resurgence in the England squad since Itoje has been made captain. They have fight again. Whatever Maro Itoje is doing on the field, off the field, it is working. I don't believe this is entirely down to Steve Borthwick. because we saw a Steve Borthwick side in the autumn nations, and we saw them failing and not being able to last the 80 minutes. They were dying off around the 60th minute and then suffering for the last 20, 30 minutes of the game. Um, since the Six Nations have come around, we saw the performance that they put up against France, where they were able to gain some two late tries. We saw the resurgence that they put up against Ireland, where again they came in with two late tries, which this is what you want to be seeing from England. This is definitely a stepping stone into becoming more dominant. They had lapses of weakness and lapses of concentration, which Ireland really capitalized on and made sure that they paid for it. But we saw what happened up against France. It's a completely different ball game. Now, with France, it's always a weird one. Personally, I felt that France was going to win, but it comes a case of when I made a video in relation to this, I got so many mixed comments, right? And one of the comments that I got, and I actually thought it was actually a brilliant, brilliant comment because the guy said, was it England? What France lost to England, but England didn't necessarily beat France. So, in that, what I got from that is, although they did lose, they didn't necessarily beat France, if that makes sense. It was more France having a bad day at the office, and that's what caused England to win. And although I think it's a brilliant comment, and it's widely chosen, the words were chosen, but I feel that, look, you cannot keep saying that a team lost because they had a bad day, right? They lost, yes, because they had a bad day. They were not there. But England made sure that they paid for it. They are making sure that you don't have to have, that you don't want to have a bad day up against them, because otherwise you are going to lose, right? And I feel so many people go up against France and they get scared. And then they play to France's abilities, they play to France's pros, and they try to play around France. And what ends up happening is you fall right into their pocket, where England decided, no, we're going to play our game. We're going to play our intensity. They made mistakes, yes. They also made France make a lot of mistakes as well. So I don't think it's necessarily a case of, oh, they only beat France because it was an off day. No, they beat France because they played bloody well. And personally, I feel that they deserved that win. And again, yes, on a different day, France would have beaten them on a different if, buts, and maybes. What ended up happening? England beat France, and they deserved it. So, you know, it's one of those things. France want to be better. They better do better, and that starts by not making mistakes. Right? Shit happens. Get on with it. But continuing on, 5, Tyburn, the monster, the engine. Him, I think him at 5 is one of the best in the world. Honestly, it's ridiculous. And oftentimes I have very much the same like second row and back row here because these guys are just dominant in their positions, and it's very hard to find players that are better than them in their individual position, especially when it comes to someone like Tyburn. There aren't many players in the world that can compete with him. There just isn't. And for me, Tyburn gets my number 5. Number 6, Tom Curry. The guy, his defensive work is amazing. The guy is relentless. He's just such a hard hitting forward. He's always there. He's there when it means the most. He's the one making the crucial tackles. He's the one, causing as much disruption as physically possible. We've seen every single game that he's played. The guy is an absolute monster, and if it was on any other given day, this guy could have earned man of the match in every single bloody game he plays. This guy is an absolute beast. If the tournament had ended right now, you could easily name Tom Curry as player of the tournament, quite easily. So yeah, Tom Curry gets my number 6. 7, Van der Fleer, same lines as Ty Burn, one of the best players in his position. Just in general, doesn't matter Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere. The guy is just absolutely phenomenal, and he's a scary human being. Kalen Doris at 8, World Player of the Year nominee. I wouldn't have it any other way. The guy, he's a mastermind. He makes things work. He makes Ireland tick, and the guy is absolutely phenomenal. So he gets my number 8. Gibson Park. This is kind of looking like a very much an Ireland squad, but it's hard to choose anyone other than Gibson Park, especially in that number 9 role, that scrum half role. Personally, I think he has that. He has that role. Like, he has that role down to a T. So personally, Gibson Park, the guy, he's just the way he's able to see the game, how he's able to offload so quickly. His ball play off the scrum is so quick, right? His ability to recycle the ball is just absolutely amazing. So yeah, for me, no doubt, Gibson Park gets that number 9 role. Now, this is a big one, number 10, right? The fly half role, because there's a couple options here, which I'm actually making another video about to go in a little bit more depth. So I feel if I was to go into this in serious detail, this video would probably be like 3 hours long. But I had a couple options here, which the option I've gone for, you guys will probably disagree with. And for me, at number 10, I'm putting Marcus Smith, right? We saw how he played against France as a 15, right? We saw how he played up against Ireland as a 10. You see how he normally plays at a 10, whether it's for England, whether it's for the Harlequins. The guy is amazing, right? But I don't know how Andy Farrell's going to use him, whether he's going to play him as a floating player that can play in multiple positions. But personally, I am putting him at 10 over players like Prendergast, Finn Russell, Jack Crowley, and Finn Smith. So, personal choice. I have Marcus Smith at 10. You want to see my deep dive into all of them? Check out the video. It's going to be coming out within the next couple of days. Keep an eye on it. So please hit the notification bell to get notified when I do upload more videos. But yes, Marcus Smith, number 10. That's me. Then we move into my 14. Personally, I would not have it any other way. Freeman is my number 14, and he's probably going to be my 14 for the remainder of the Six Nations. He's probably going to be my number 1 pick for the 14 for the Lions. I'm pretty certain he's going to get that nod. I don't know of any other Lion that has the dominance that Freeman has right now, the free flowing rugby that he has right now. The guy is playing his socks off. He's playing some of the best rugby of his career. And personally, I have Freeman at 14. On his opposite end, we have James Lowe. Now, I don't think I need to give any specific reason as to why I would have James Lowe, other than world class, elite. He is in that 1% of the 1% of the elites, right? He's phenomenal, from kicking to ball playing to offloading to rucking to ball carrying, whatever the hell it is, the guy is phenomenal. One of the best 11s out there, or just one of the best wingers out there. And I have him there, no doubt. Now, my 12 and my 13 might cause a bit of controversy, and this is where I want to hear what you guys think. I want to see who you would put in the place of these two, right? I want to hear what you guys put in relation to these two, and why you would replace them, right? Because we saw, well, first of all, my number 12 is Ollie Lawrence. So I think he's just been an absolute rock. The guy's been solid. His attacking work, his defensive work has been brilliant. His passing game has been brilliant. He's bringing other players into the game. His running has been brilliant. Now, he's not been the best player out there, but in terms of positional wise, I think he's definitely one of the best players that England do have, and I think he's actually having a very, very good tournament. Could he play better? Of course he could, but it's it's one of these. The guy is an absolute beast, and we saw him getting into into good positions, especially up against France, and he really made France pay for a lot of their mistakes. So I have Ollie Lawrence at 12, and then I have Hugh Jones at 13. Right, so I feel what he brings to the game, and we saw this um, when he plays for Scotland. Right, we saw him get a hat trick in the first game. We saw him struggle up against Ireland, but to be honest, look, who doesn't struggle up against Ireland? They are they are Ireland, right? There aren't many teams in the world that can honestly compete with Ireland and be on that level. So um, yeah, Hugh Jones, he makes my squad at 13. And then last but not least, I have Hugo Keenan. So Hugo Keenan, in my opinion, is quite possibly the best 15 in the world right now. Like, I mean, in the world. The guy, he's playing chess while everybody's playing checkers. His ability to relieve pressure, his ability to make space, his ability to bring other players into the game. You know, at points it seems effortless, right? And I do feel that he is underrated on just how technically gifted the guy really is. So yeah, that's my 15. Now, I am going to be making a new series in relation to the British and Irish Lions, right? I'm going to be breaking down every single position and who I think is going to be called, get called up for the squad entirely, and kind of where everybody's going to be playing, options, and so on. So I'm going to be running through that, and I want to hear what you guys think in relation to it. So that will be coming out pretty much every single day until it's done. As like I said, we do have a little bit of a wait until we have the full release of the Six Nations, and we can get cracking with more Six Nations content. So this is my squad. Let me know what you guys think. I want to hear what your squads are. Right, I want to see who you'd put in replacement. Maybe you find one of the players that I have here are just absolutely ridiculous. They're stupid. I want to hear from you guys, right? If you guys don't agree with me, please, by all means, drop a comment in the comment section below. I want to hear from you guys. So, on that note, guys, I love you. Please like and subscribe as always, and have a lovely, lovely day. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.